Hello friends, myself Professor A.S. Mochi, Assistant Professor of Agricultural Entomology, Department of Agriculture Entomology, Kekewa College of Agriculture, Nasik. Today we are going to learn about the pest management in sorghum or jawar because the sorghum it is the major crop in Kharif season. Here, if you see these are the different major and minor pests which infest the sorghum in Kharif season as well as in other season also. Here, the pests are categorized based on their feeding habits. In that, the first habit is sucking pest. The sucking pest category it means that the pest which having a piercing and sucking type of mouth parts and they suck the cells from the different succulent plant parts and produce a different symptoms and causes a severe loss in yield. Then next category is borers. Borers itself indicate that they bore the tender shoots or they bore the stem of the sorghum and they reduce the yield. Then next category is earhead feeder. Earhead is the major portion of the sorghum in which the grain development or grain formation is occurs. In during the grain development stage, these are the different bug, midges, and caterpillars is which infest the that earheads and causes a severe loss in the yield. The next category is defoliators. Defoliator means they the pest which are feed on a voraciously feeding on the leaves and defoliate the plants. Next and last category is a non-insect pest. Here it is the mites. It is a non-insect pest because it do not belongs under the class Insecta. Let us see one by one. The first and major pest of sorghum is the sorghum shoot fly. It is a dipteran pest. The scientific name is Atherigonha sulcata. Here, if you see in this picture, this is the adult or the adult fly of the sorghum shoot fly. It is just look like a our house fly. But what is the difference between the house fly and the here the shoot fly? Here the adult fly it is a dark gray in color like the common house fly, but much smaller in size. And next characteristic is that 6 to 4 dark spots on the abdominal segments of the female and the male respectively arranged in rows of the two, that is the adult identifications. If you see the host plant of this shoot fly is that the jawar and the other the weed grasses, weed or grasses that is which present in our field bun. These grasses or the weeds it act as a alternate host for the sorghum shoot fly. Then if you see the shoot fly life cycle, I have already told you the shoot fly it is the dipteran pest, hence they have a complete metamorphosis. And if the pest is have a complete metamorphosis, they have a 4 different life stages. In that, here in case of shoot fly, egg, larva, pupa, adult are the 4 different life stages. But here, in case of a dipteran insect, the larval stage is called as maggots. Maggots means it is a legless larva. And if you see in a lepidopteran pest, there is a caterpillar, and that caterpillar having a larva. It means that the difference between the caterpillar and maggots is that only in between their legs. Then here, if you see the egg laying of the shoot fly is that the eggs are laid by the female singly on the lower surface of the leaves and the tender stem. Then after the hatching from the eggs, the maggots is emerge out. Then the maggots is pupates inside the stem during or after the feeding. Then this pest is carry over in a winter season in adult stage on the grasses which is present on our field bunds. That is the life cycle of the shoot fly. Then how these maggots is actually feeding in the actual field condition or in a sorghum crop. Here the maggot it is the damaging stage. What happen after hatching from the eggs? The maggots it is bore into the central shoots of the seedlings and kill the growing points and produce a one characteristic symptom, that is dead herds. Dead herds means this maggots is feeding inner content of the tender shoots, and the shoots become wither and dry up, and the leaves also become yellowish in color, and that symptom is called as dead herds. These larvae or maggots, they also feed on the decaying core of the shoots, and subsequently on the death of the central shoots, the plant gives out tillers and the plant get bushy appearance, and this is the another characteristic symptom. The sorghum shoot, sorry, the infested sorghum plant is give a side tillers or side shoots due to the infestation of these maggots, and this side shoot, it will look like a bushy appearance. It means that the dead herds and bushy appearance are the two major symptoms which is produced due to the feeding of the maggots of the shoot fly. In this picture, if you see, you can see here in right side picture, there is even a yellowish color maggots or legless maggots which is cut horizontally in the tender shoots of the sorghum and feeding inside the shoots and produce a dead herds. Here there is a two major symptoms produced by the shoot fly: dead herds and the we can say that the side tillers or bushy appearance. Then the most important is how this shoot fly we can manage in the infested sorghum field. First, I have already told you the weed or grasses, it act as the alternate host for the this shoot fly. So the first and major practice, removal and destruction of wild grasses or weed which is present in our field one. This is the first and major practice to avoid the infestation of the sorghum shoot fly in a off season. Here if you see the barnyard grass weed, it is a major weed. It acts as a host for or alternate host for the sorghum shoot fly in off season. Then for the monitoring purpose or for the mass trapping purpose of the adult shoot fly, we can use a fish meal trap. Generally each and every type of the fly, it is attacked toward the we can say that the bad odor or rotten odor. Here this formula or this technique is used. That technique is called as a fish fly trap. In that fish fly trap, there is a one fish meal is used, rotten fish meal in use to attract the fly and collect the fly in the that kerosene solution or the insecticide solution, or just water kept inside that trap. This is a fish fly trap. It is mostly used against the shoot fly in sorghum to attract the adults. Then if you see the ETL level of the shoot fly in sorghum, there is a 10% of the dead herds, it is the ETL level, and then this shoot fly reaches the ETL level, then and then we can go for the management practices for the sorghum shoot fly. In that there is a two practices: preventive measures and the curative measures. In that preventive measures, we can follow the early sowing, because in late sowing the sorghum shoot fly attack is most. So we can use a or we can follow a early sowing, and that is before the 15 June. Then use high seed rate, generally recommended as 2 kg extra seed we can use in that the recommended seeds. Then synchronous sowing is also used to reduce the infestation of the white fly, sorry, shoot fly. Then you can use a resistant varieties like a Maldani 35-1. It is the resistant variety against the sorghum shoot fly, or also use a less susceptible variety like a Swati or SPV 86. Then before sowing we can use a imidacloprid for or use a seed treatment at the rate of 3 gram per kg of seeds. Then in case of curative control, removal and destruction of affected shoots along with the larvae. Destroy the dead herds or affected plant parts within the 15 days after the sowing. Then set up fish meal trap at the rate of 5 traps per acre for mass trapping for the purpose till the crop is 30 days old. Then if you go for the chemical control, we can use the imidacloprid for the spraying purpose and the phorate and carbofuran for the soil application purpose. And then next and most important pest is stem borer. This is the we can say that the name itself indicate that stem borer. It means that this pest is attack on the stem and feeding inner content of the stem. Chilopartellus is the scientific name, and it is the Lepidopteran pest. If you see the adult identification in this picture, we can see the male and female moth of the Chilopartellus. Then this is the life cycle of the stem borer. This is the Lepidopteran pest having a 4 different life stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The egg laying, after the male female mating, the female moth lay their eggs on the leaves in a cluster. Then after the hatching from the eggs, the caterpillar emerges out, and caterpillar, it is feeding voraciously in the inner content of the shoots. But before the pupation, the larva prepare a hole on stem at a ground level for the moth to escape and come out. And the pupation, it is takes place inside the stem. This stem borer, it is carry over in next season. It is hibernate in the form of larval stage in the stubbles. Then how this stem borer, it is actually feeding in a field condition. Here the damaging stage of this pest is caterpillar. After the hatching from the eggs at initial conditions, the caterpillar, it is feed on the tender leaf folds and causing a series of holes in the leaf lamina. That hole, it is nothing but the short hole appearance, and these holes in this picture, in left side picture, you can see there is a series of hole. There is a, also called as a short hole appearance. This series of holes, it is a parallel in conditions. That hole is called as short hole appearance, and this is the characteristic symptoms produced by the early install larva of the stem borer on the leaf lamina or in the leaf lamina. Then later bore into the stem and feed on the inner content of the stem or shoot, and causing a withering and drying of shoots and yellowing of the leaves also, and that symptom is called as dead hearts. But in case of severe infestation, the red mining in the midrib of the leaves and the bore holes visible on the stems near the nodes. This is the in case of severe infestation, we can see the such this like symptoms on the sorghum crop. In this picture, you can see the how the caterpillar is feeding in a inner content of the stems and reddening of the tissues. Then in a last picture, you can see the pupation of this paste is occurs inside the stem. Then this is the dead hearts, and these are the different series of holes, that is a short hole appearance. These are the two major characteristic symptoms which is produced due to the feeding of the caterpillar of stem borer. Then how we can manage the stem borer in the sorghum crop. The detail level of this pest is 10% dead hearts. Then we can go for management practices. For monitoring purpose, we can use we can set up the light trap, one trap per acre, to attract the adult of this moth. Then preventive measures. In that preventive measures, destroy the stubbles immediately after the harvest of the crop to kill the hibernating larvae, because the larvae, it is the carryover stage which is hibernate into the stubbles, that is carry over to the next season. For the destruction of that hibernating larva, you can destroy the stubbles. Then follow crop rotation with non-host crop. Like a non-host crop, it means that the non-cereal crop, it means that the leguminous crop is also used for the crop rotation purpose. Then grow cowpea is an intercrop. Then in case of curative control, collection and destruction of affected plants along with the larvae and the pupae is the one of the major mechanical practice. Then spray the botanical insecticide like a 5% NSKE and azadirachtin 2 ml per liter. Then whole application of carbofuran 3G at the rate of 7.5 kg per hectare, because the early install larva that attack on the leaf holes and produce the series of holes on the leaf lamina. To avoid or to kill that larva, we can use the carbofuran. Then for the spraying purpose or for the foliar application, we can use the recommended insecticide such as chlorantraniliprole at the rate of 0.2 ml per liter. Then armyworm. This is also the another next major pest of the cereal crop, armyworm. Mythemna separata, it is the scientific name, and it is also we can say that the Lepidopteran pest. Here if you see the life cycle of the armyworm, the egg laying of the armyworm, it takes place on the central leaves or on the surface of the leaves. Then here the caterpillar, it is a nocturnal in habit. They feed on the leaves from margin up to the midrib in only in or night condition. The pupation of this pest is takes place inside the soil. Then this pest is also hibernate in the form of pupa in the soil and to carry over in a next season. It means that the carryover stage of this pest is pupal stage. Then how this pest is actually damaged? The armyworm, it is a lepidopteran pest. So they have a larval stage. It is a damaging stage. The larva of this pest is a nocturnal in habit. So in daytime the caterpillar generally hide in the soil or in the leaf holes. Then at the evening condition the larva feed during the night on the leaves from the margin, and in case of severe infestation defoliate the plants completely. Then on exhausting the food from one field to the caterpillar march like an army to neighboring fields, hence the name is called as a army worm. Then this is the feeding symptoms which is produced due to the feeding of the caterpillar of this pest. The larvae feed from the margin of the leaves, leaving only a midrib and stalk of the plant. Then this is the in case of severe infestation completely defoliate the plant. It means that defoliation is takes place. And then how we can manage this pest in cereal crop or in a sorghum crop? For monitoring purpose we can install a one light trap per hectare. Because here the moth it is attracted toward the light. Then for the preventive purpose, deep summer plowing, because the pupation is occurs in soil and the pupa is also the hibernating stage in the soil, and that can be carry over in next season. So deep summer plowing helps to reduce the infestation of the armyworm. Then keep the field clean and also surrounding the plants. It means that the field sanitation is necessary. Then in case of curative measures, collection and destruction of egg masses and early installed larvae. Then we can spray the crop with Nomoria rayleigh. Here we can use a Nomoria rayleigh. It is one of the entomopathogenic fungus. It is mostly used against the Lepidopteran pest. Then for foliar application or for the chemical control, we can use a lambda cyhalothrin. It is one of the effective chemical against the armyworm. Then next it is a sucking pest, that is a shoot bug, is also called as Delphacids, also called as corn leaf hopper. Peregrinus medis is the scientific name. It is the hemipteran pest. Hemipteran pest having a three different life stages: egg, nymphs, and adult. And this is the major sucking pest of the sorghum. Here in this picture you can see the egg laying of this pest or the egg laying of the Delphacids. It is occurs inside the leaf tissue, and after hatching from the eggs the nymphs is emerge out, and here the both nymphs and adult are the damaging stages. The adult is a look like a wedge shape, pale yellow color and walk diagonally, and nymph it like adult but it is a wingless. Then in third picture you can see the how these nymphs and adults suck the cells up from the plant parts. Here both nymphs and adults suck the sap from the central leaf holes and on the leaf sheath on the tender plants. But how the actually nymphs and adult it is feeding in the sorghum crop? Here if you see both the nymphs and adult it is congregated on the lower surface of the leaves or on the surface of the leaves. Here both nymphs and adults suck the cells up from the succulent plant part, especially from the leaves. As a result of feeding, the leaves become turn yellow, and in case of severe infestation the plants remain stunted. Their injury causes a oozing of sap which crystallizes on evaporation, forming a sugary material called as chickta or sugary disease. And this is the another major we can say that the characteristic symptoms produced due to the feeding of the Delphacids. Due to the sugary material oozing out of the plant and the honeydew excreted by the insect, the sooty mold develops and the leaves turn blackish in appearance and it directly affect on the photosynthetic rate. As a result of feeding, the yield is adversely affected and the fodder quality is also deteriorate. This is the feeding or nature of damage of the Delphacids. Then this is the symptom which is produced due to the feeding or due to the cells of sucking by the shoot bugs. Yellowing of the leaves with stunted growth under the severe infestation, plant completely dry up. Then how we can manage these shoot bugs or Delphacids in sorghum crop? Before sowing, we can use a imidacloprid at the purpose of seed treatment at the rate of 2 gram per kg of seeds. Then we can also use a yellow sticky trap to attract the adult of this shoot bug. Then Lecanicillum lecanii. In case of curative measures, the Lecanicillum lecanii, it is the entomopathogenic fungus effective against the all the sucking pest. Here we can also use this Lecanicillum lecanii. Then botanical insecticide also we can spray with the help of we can say that the neem seed kernel extract 5% and azadirachtin at the rate of 2 ml per liter. Then imidacloprid and acetamiprid, it is the recommended chemical or it is effective against the delpasids in a sorghum. The next is earhead midge, also called as midge fly. It is also the major important pest of sorghum. Quanterinia sorgicola is the scientific name, and most important is that it is the dipteran pest. Hence, they have a 4 different life stages: egg, larva, pupa, adult. But the larval stage of dipteran pest is called as maggots. Hence, here the maggots is the damaging stage. Which are the different host plant of this pest? Here, beside the cereal crop, the major host plant, another alternate host plant is that grasses. That grasses which is present on our field burns. It means that here, in case of midge fly, in off season, the grasses used as a alternate host by this midge fly. Then the ovipositor of this fly is the telescopic, and with the help of this long telescopic ovipositor, they laid their eggs singly in the spikelet or inside the glumes of open or closed flower just near the ovary with the help of ovipositors. Then here the maggots is voraciously feeding on the earhead, but after that the pupation of the maggots is pupates inside the spikelet or inside the damaged flowers at the tip of the glumes, and these species carry over in the larval stage in the soil debris or in a fanical residue. Here if you see the adult of this fly, the adults, it is a fragile soft bodied adult, a reddish mosquito like fly, and this having a long legs and moniliform antennae is present. This is the adult identification. Then, if you see the nature of damage of this pest, here the damaging stage is maggots. After the hatching from the eggs, the maggots on hatching from the eggs feed on the developing grains or ovary in the spikelet, resulting in partial or complete sterility. And as a result of feeding, in case of severe infestation, only empty earheads are noticed in this due to this feeding of these maggots of here midge fly. This is the adult of here midge fly, which is lay their eggs inside the spikelet, and maggots which feed on developing ovary inside the florets. And this is the severe symptoms which is produced due to the feeding of the maggots, that is empty airheads and choppy airheads or blight grains is also occurs. Then for the management practices for the of the shoot midge fly, we can use a zonal system. Zonal system, it means that sow only one variety in a group of 8 to 10 village, undertake sowing of the jawar as early as possible and complete operation within the week. If possible, the hybrid variety should be sown from 20th to 13th July, and that is the zonal system. And then the destruction of panicle residue prior to onset of monsoon, that is before May or June, by feeding to cattle or by burning before 15 June to kill hibernating larvae and prevent the carryover of this pest. Then destroy the alternate host plant before the flowering. And then spraying with a 0.1% malathion or dusting with a malathion 5D at the rate of 20 kg per hectare when 1 to 2 flies per years are noticed. Then dusting and spraying should be undertaken early in the morning, because here the drifting problem is occurs. This is the management practices for the sorghum midge fly. Then next one is a earhead caterpillar. This earhead caterpillar, it is a polyphagous pest, but here in case of sorghum crop, the scientific name is Halicore barmigera, and in case of sorghum crop, this caterpillar, it is attack on the earheads and it is feeding on the developing grains and causing a partial sterility, and which cause a empty earheads, and it directly affect on the yield. Then next one is the red-headed hairy caterpillar, Amsecta species. That is the also the major pest in a cereal crop. Here the caterpillar is look like a hairy, or the number of hairs is it is present on the surface on the body of the caterpillar, hence known as the hairy caterpillar. And the caterpillar, it is voraciously feeds on the leaves and the plant become a completely defoliage. Then next species of the hairy caterpillar is that Bihar hairy caterpillar. In this caterpillar is also causing the extensive defoliation. It means that the caterpillar which voraciously feeding on the leaves of the sorghum crop and completely defoliation is occurs. Both the hairy caterpillar we can control with the help of a Fazalon chemical at the rate of 2 ml per liter. It is effective. And then next one is the grasshoppers. Here the grasshopper is a we can say that it is not a major pest, but it is a minor pest, but it attack on the leaves. Before that, the after the male female mating, in Kharif season, the grasshopper lay their eggs inside the soil, and after the hatching from the eggs, there is a nymph is emerge out. Here, the nymphs and adult both are damaging stages, and both are feeding on the leaves or leaf blades of the cereal crop, and it completely completely skeletonization is occurs, or severely ill loss is occurs due to the feeding of the different species of the grasshopper. These are the different major and minor pest of sorghum crop. Then it is a earhead bug. Earhead bug name itself indicate that it is a bug or it is a sucking pest, and it is affect on the earheads of the sorghum crop. Here it is sucking pest, hence they have a nymphs and adult damaging stages, and both the nymphs and adults suck the juice from the developing grains at a milky stage, and leading to the stubble of choppy grains, and even earhead appears uneven. This is the major symptoms or damage produced by the earhead bug. Okay, thank you.